Welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Monday, December 13th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church, and Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation to pause in your day, to stop for just a few moments from all of the activity and center yourself in God who made you and loves you and calls you by name. Each time we come together, I offer a few thoughts on a passage of Scripture, and I encourage you to read that passage at another time. We're on Romans 15, 1-6. All of these readings about the weak and the strong that I've been talking about over the last few times together are about creating health in the community of faith, or in the community in general, and how we treat one another and how we act toward one another is very important. In this particular passage, translation makes a big difference, and I'm not sure which translation is better. I know which one I'm more attracted to. The opening verse is, "We who are strong ought to put up with the failings of the weak and not to please ourselves. Each of us must please our neighbor for the good purpose of building up the neighbor." Now, interestingly enough, a different translation of that suggests that we ought to carry the other in his weakness. And that suggests something completely different than putting up with the failings of someone else, although both are quite important in the life that we share, and in living in community. There's things that husband and wife and children and family all do where you kind of you recognize the differences and you say, well, we're different on that piece, or we have a difference, and we accept those differences, or we serve on a board or sing in a choir or whatever, and we accept the differences. We serve on a board for local town government, and our differences are things that we accept. That's different than, I'm going to carry someone else because of their struggles, and I'm going to help them. Sometimes I say to people when they're struggling with their faith and they say, I can't figure out how to pray, a part of my response is often, it's okay, I'll pray for you, and the community will pray for you, and when you're ready, then you'll be able to pray again. So with all that in mind, if you haven't already done so, I invite you to go to a quiet place in your house. And if the room has a door, close the door and settle into a chair. Get comfortable. Allow yourself to relax into that chair. Let the burdens of the day drip off your fingertips. Let the weight of the day be set down on the floor for a little while. Close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. And as you breathe in the breath of God. And as you breathe out all that separates you from God. As you breathe in the breath of life. And as you breathe out all that does not give you life. As you breathe in God's peace. And as you breathe out all that does not give peace, all of your worries and your fears and your anxieties and your concerns. Keep breathing nice and deep. And imagine that with each breath, as your lungs are filled, they are filled with the peace and breath of God. And as they are filled, then that breath of God goes into the other parts of your body. It moves to your heart. your heart rate gets slow and calm. It moves into your neck, and the tensions of the day melt away. The peace of God moves into your brain and into your face and fills your head. All the things that are bouncing around in your mind get calm. And all the worry that is written on your face is wiped away. As your lungs fill, it moves into, the peace of God moves into your shoulders, down your arms to the tips of your fingers. And a tension that you've been holding in your hands goes away. And your hands open. As your lungs fill, it moves out into your back, and all the burdens that you're feeling so weighed down by are made light, and the muscles relax. It moves into your stomach, this peace. And as it does so, your stomach is calmed. The upsets in your stomach are eased. The peace of God moves into your legs, into your thighs, and your calves, and your feet. And as it does so, it brings renewal to your legs and your feet. Imagine that you, in your mind's eye now, that you're in a museum. And you come upon a painting of one person who is very physically fit and strong. And they are carrying someone who is obviously injured. That's in the foreground of the painting. In the background are symbols of things that cause injury and pain. You're standing there and you're looking at it. And you notice that from the corner there is a very faint light that shines in the painting. It's part of the painting. The light of God, perhaps. With whom do you identify in this painting? What makes that so? What does that cause you to want to pray about on this day? What feelings does that stir up in you that you want to lay at the feet of God, or to show to this light that's shining in the corner of the painting? symbols of pain and brokenness and weakness that you would add that are, or that you notice in this painting. I'll be quiet while you pray and talk with God right now about what is stirred in you. And then the time to end your prayer time now comes, and you end it in a way that seems right for you. And you allow that image to fade away. And you bring yourself back to the room where you are. And when you are ready, open your eyes. That's Take a Break, Take a Breath for Monday, December 13th. If you have feedback for me, or if you want to talk or pray, send an email to rick@prospectchurch.org.